长相与品质关系初探, a probe into the relationship between appearance and quality. Xiefeng, April 14th, 2019. Translated by Qinyu and edited by Care. Is there any relationship between a person's physical appearance and their life quality? Let us analyze it. First, I would like to make it clear that this is only my personal opinion, or a quick view, but maybe a wrong conclusion. If you disagree, you can absolutely stick with your observation and analysis. Anyway, just do not swear at me. Relation 1. The prettier the physical appearance, the more beautiful the soul. Relation 2. The uglier the physical appearance, the more beautiful the soul. Relation 3. There is no direct relationship between physical appearance and the beauty of the soul. The conclusion of my observation is that people with more beautiful physical appearances have more perfect life qualities. I know that this result is beaten by countless examples, such as Hugo's Notre Dame de Paris. In it, there are four main characters: Esmeralda, Claude, Quasimodo, and Phoebus. Claude looks great and talented, but is sinister, vicious, hypocritical, cunning, mean, and selfish. Phoebus is also handsome and unrestrained, but he is sinister, cunning, hypocritical, rude, frivolous, and vile. Quasimodo is in sharp contrast to Claude and Phoebus. Quasimodo looks very ugly, but is kind and loyal, rich in justice, pure, and innocent. Esmeralda looks beautiful, but is simple and pure, kind and innocent, compassionate and sympathetic. She is the only one who is consistent with my conclusion. Let us look at Sudaji in the Legend of Deification. She looks beautiful and coquettish with a graceful figure, but she is a snake, scorpion-hearted, and inexplicably vicious, which is completely contrary to my conclusion. But hold on, let us analyze and spy through the huge and voluminous chaotic phenomena to see if there are some rules that can be discovered and followed. There have been 10 very handsome men in Chinese history. They were Pannin, Song Yu, King Lanling, Zidu, Wei Jie, Murong Chong, Song Wengong, Han Zigao, Duge Xian, and Ji Kong. They all share the features of having very charming styles, were exceedingly beautiful, tall and slender, handsome in shape, possessing smooth skin, and were natural, unrestrained, and graceful. As for their characters, there are many praises with very few derogatory words for any of them. This shows that good-looking people are not always bad. There have also been 10 very beautiful women in Chinese history. In addition to the fish sinking, birds alighting, breathtaking Shi Shi, Wang Zhaojun, Diao Chan, and Yang Guifei, there have also been Feng Xiaolian, Su Daji, Zhao Fian, Zhang Dan, Bao Si, and Zhunmi. These women's beautiful appearances cannot be overstated, but except for the praises of Shi Shi, Wang Zhaojun, Diao Chan, and Yang Guifei, the moral qualities of Su Daji, Bao Si, and the rest are mostly negative. What are the relationships between their appearances and characters? History has long passed, so we cannot go back to live with them and study any of them. The characters in the literary descriptions only represent the writer's uses of the past to satirize the present or to express their own feelings and aesthetic values with the help of their character images, which is not enough for factual evidence. For example, the white bone spirit, fox spirit, spider spirit, jade stone lute spirit, and white rabbit spirit in Journey to the West, and the fox spirit, especially the painted skin in Strange Tales of a Lonely Studio, can only be treated as characters in novels, but not as facts for judging the nature of real people. For that, we can only use factual, scientific, logical, and spiritual approaches to analyze them. In reality, there are no less than 400 people who have had relatively deep interpersonal relationships with me. My observation of them is that the more beautiful the person appears, the purer their character is. From a scientific point of view, appearance is the expression of reality and the external form of the non-material structure of life. The more perfect the structure is, the more symmetrical and beautiful its appearance is. It can also be seen from Water Knows the Answer that the more beautiful and kinder the reality is, the more beautiful the shape that it projects will also be. And it can be concluded from this alone that the better the inner quality is, the more pleasing to the eye its appearance will be. From a logical point of view, if there is a flaw in something, then something must be wrong with its foundation. The appearance of a building is determined by its drawing, which is determined by the architect's aesthetics and knowledge and experience of designing structures. You picked up a porcelain bowl and found that the bottom of the porcelain bowl was slightly flawed. This flaw was not caused by the bowl itself, but by its mold. That is, the bottom of the mold was flawed. Therefore, the appearance of a person is determined by their inner quality. The better their quality, the nicer their appearance. The poorer their quality, the ugly their appearance. In terms of spiritual sense, when I lived in the thousand-year world, I saw that every man was handsome and elegant and every woman was glamorous and charming. Later, through the continent for 3 realms lives to pass through, I found that the men and women in the 10,000-year world were even more delicate and beautiful than the ones in the thousand-year world. The thousand-year world and 10,000-year world are within the kingdom of heaven, so people in both places are pure of heart and noble of character. This further proves that there is a direct proportional relationship between appearances and characters, which means that the better the former, the more beautiful the later. The phenomenon that now confuses us is that many handsome men and lovely women in our world have looks that are nowhere nearly proportional to their inner qualities. That is to say, some people who look pleasing to the eye are rather ruthless when dealing with interpersonal relationships, while some people who cannot make people look back at them are kind-hearted and genuinely decent. So what is going on here? After observing and considering many people for a long time, I found that the problem is that no matter how someone looks, once they step into business, a battlefield, officialdom, Vanity Fair, love, or a casino, their soul will be affected by money, power, fate, fame, gain, carnal pleasure, and other such things. They will not be the same individual that they were in Tathagata, but will have been driven by the devil's program and will have become obsessed with money, power, fame, carnal pleasure, fate, fortune, and will have lost their natures. We therefore draw the conclusion that appearance is directly proportional to quality, but for people in corrupting environments and situations, appearance has nothing to do with quality, and we cannot judge people that way. You need to be careful where appearances and quality do not match, lest you reap beans from melon seeds. From this, we learn the big secret that if a person wants to restore their Tathagata nature to go to heaven, then they must not enter the vortex related to money, power, fame, gain, and carnal pleasure. If they do, then their pure and beautiful souls will be distorted, their Tathagata nature will be covered up, and their appealing looks will be trampled on and defiled by their very selves. Unless rigorous cultivation enters their lives, their future destinations will definitely be bad. Another truth that I discovered is that if a person gets along well with others with whom they have no direct interest, and if they are beautiful, then we can basically conclude that their quality is also beautiful. My final conclusion is that when a person is in a state of selflessness, their appearance and life quality complement each other. The more beautiful their appearance is, the more perfect their life quality is also.